What up, though? What up, though? This is
Going on?
another episode of IOW Sports. This is Detroit episode 313, and we're gonna talk about a bunch of things right here. We're gonna do an hour, but before we get into all, let's get the preliminaries out the way. If you have not done it, please go over to our YouTube page, IOW Sports Network, and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell your paw. We even over here filming in Arkansas. Also, if you have not done, you can follow us on Twitter, IOW Sports on Twitter. Big homie Nick Shine is Proud New York Jets on Twitter. Uh, Wildcard Mar on Twitter, and No Name Podcast and Detroit Mail on Twitter. Also, we're on Instagram. Join the Facebook. Hey man, join our Facebook group, man. You know, some of the people that only have some great takes. Some of them have some stupid takes, and some just need to get the fuck off. Anyway, and if you haven't,
No
if you
name.
haven't,
That's why it's the No
right,
Name
no,
podcast. No
yeah,
name. No name.
no names, no names.
No name. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
But anyway, you know, if you haven't got all the information, it's going off the bottom too. So, you know, throughout the broadcast, if you want to just write it down, you want to go ahead, hit subscribe, you can get the information scrolling at the bottom. You know, just in case you feeling kind of charitable, you can hit that cash app. You know what I'm saying? Cash app. And help support what we're trying to do. We're trying to build ESPN digitally on the network, so we don't have any Stephen A on here or any of them other frauds. You know, we talk about everything sports. Sometimes we get a little off topic, but we always trying to bring it back to sports. But anyway, what's going on with you, Big Homie? All right, you sound like you might be on mute, buddy.
I sound like I was on mute. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Sound like you're on mute.
yeah. Sound like you're on mute, buddy.
I mean, we got to address the elephant in the room first, right? I
I was
think
talking
it's
to you.
we are a sports show,
Right.
but sometimes things happen in the real world that affect the sport world, and
Yeah.
it's embarrassing as
Mm-hmm.
an American, as a sports fan,
Mm-hmm.
that you can't gather without some stupid shit popping off and
Right.
somebody getting into an argument and pulling out guns.
Right.
And it's minors, which is even more worrisome, right? Because like if they're
Mhm.
bringing it to a parade, they could be bringing it to school, they could be bringing it to the park.
Right.
Um, it's a shame. It hit close to home because Lamar and his family were there yesterday, and right
Right.
away when I heard about it, I'm trying to call him, and I guess his phone's either blowing up or the ringer was off because it's going right to voicemail.
Mm.
Um, it's horrible. It's saddening. It's heartbreaking. Um, I saw somebody making jokes because about what team it was.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody makes more inappropriate jokes than me. I
That's
think
true.
it's
That's
well
true.
documented that there are many lines I will cross and not care about. But I mean, there's kids there. There's people just out having a good time, celebrating their team. It it's horrible, man. It's horrible that had to take place. It's horrible that the people who now have to live in a panic or a fear or have the PTSD from it,
Right.
or children who are affected by it. Like it's I don't like going out. I
Right.
say all the time, I
Mm.
hate people. I get in an Uber and somebody does something stupid. I'm like, I hate people, so I don't leave the house. I say it all the time. But that compares nothing to what people had to go through yesterday. Something happened in Washington, DC today
Mm.
in some sort of sounding like explosives and smoke going off in some
Mm.
subway or train, whatever they have there underground subway.
Right.
It's a shame that people who hate themselves decide to go out and try to hurt others to feel better about their shitty, useless, pathetic life.
Right.
That's I don't know.
It's
So
unfortunate, man.
as much as I hate him on air, everyone knows I love Lamar and his family. So Lamar, if you're watching, brother, I get it, man. I wouldn't be up for doing the show either if that's why you're out today. You take care of your family, give them strength, be the strength that they need,
Right.
and lead on us if you need strength yourself, brother. We love you.
Right. Yeah. Second that motion, Um, it's one of those things, man. You want to come on here and laugh and joke, talk about sports and all those things. I'm like Nick, I don't mind crossing
Fuck did I
the
do to you?
line.
Why do I got to?
No,
Why you got to insult me,
I
man? Here
don't
we are being
like
loving.
I don't like Nick. Like,
Okay.
I am like Nick as in similar.
But why do you have to insult me? What did I do, man? Here I am being loving, and you throwing daggers.
But it's not too many lines I won't cross. Especially when it comes to a joke. I just don't really care. But one thing I don't like when it involves kids. You know what I'm saying? I have four of my own, so I real sensitive when it comes about harming kids and stuff like that. And you I like I said, I seen bits and pieces of it, and it's flashed across my timeline. I read a few things, and you got to be cognizant of where you are. There should be no argument that you can't settle without using a gun, especially when kids involved. Hey, catch them somewhere else if that's what you want to do. Catch them somewhere else. No, but you in a crowd full of people. If you shoot a firearm in a crowd full of people running, you cause a panic. That's going to cause even more harm to people, probably more than the gunshot will, because people panic and get trampled, things like that. And then you have kids. And I was watching, I got the defensive lineman for Kansas City. He was talking about how they ushered them off, and they put him in a closet, and he saw a little boy, and he grabbed the little
Oh,
boy and
Trey
brought
Smith,
him.
the lineman.
Yeah, Trey Smith, that's what it was. Yeah, and grabbed the little boy, put him in a closet with him. They begin to calm him down and everything. Now, it was good what he did, but they got to think about the mental state of that child after this is over with. Not want to go around crowds. This would be something you should be able to celebrate. Your team won. You're looking at it. No, we could be talking about going into here talking about is Kansas City a dynasty. We had those kind of discussions. Now we got to talk about the parade getting shot up. You
Right.
know, this could be this. We should be discussing things like that. Hating on Lamar and stuff like that.
Yeah, things were
Now
good
we
after.
can't. No, we can't even do that now. Now we got to talk about this crap. So that's the most unfortunate thing about it. It's a tragic thing, but I'm not gonna linger on that too long. And like Nick said, Lamar needs something, call, whatever, text, whatever you need, bro. You and your family, that's been part of the fam. So we got love for you.
Yeah.
All right. I
I'll
guess
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do the segue because it's awkward. But now, since we are a sports show,
right.
we're glad that you and the
So
family are
our
okay.
way. Right.
But fuck your team, Lamar. We got to get into that. There's no easy way to segue from there, so let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
All right. Go ahead.
Is there a better coach team ever? With Spagnuolo running defense and Andy running offense,
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a very hard time finding a better coached team.
Right.
They're battle tested.
Mm-hmm.
They're resilient. They don't panic. They find a way.
Right.
San Francisco has an abundance of talent. Kansas City is just
It's an
so
epitome
well
of a well
prepared
coached
for the
team.
moment.
It's an epitome of that because you think about when you look at them on paper and you comparing player by player, you will say San Francisco has the better stars, so to speak, or the more
Yeah.
talent, so to speak. You can pick out a few players here and there on Kansas City, but outside Mahomes, maybe Kelsey, maybe Chris Jones, who you call a star? Couple of their corners, maybe up and coming, we can say that, but the receivers, no, not a star. And you're looking at Kansas City, Devo, IU, Kittles, just those three right there. You looking at the comparison of what Kansas City have, you like way better. And You see Andy Reid and Spagnuolo had these guys ready, ready to play, ready to play. And I was watching the game because I wasn't gonna watch the game. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't gonna watch the game. I was like, I'm tired of seeing the same people and the thing. I wanted to see like, of course, I wanted to see the Lions in there, but if the Lions didn't, they didn't. I would have seen Buffalo, somebody that's been different. And so I wasn't gonna watch it, but I ended up watching the game. And the first half, I was not impressed, but
No.
I kept saying they're gonna find a way. Kansas City gonna find a way. You just knew it. They're gonna find a way to win this game.
I kept saying that Kansas City's played the worst half of football I've ever seen in my life, and they're down 7.
Mm.
Like, it was bad. They're down 1 score with the worst football they ever played, and you knew it was gonna be a matter of time before they figured it out. And
The
here's
Kansas
what's
City defense.
amazing about them.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was some bad play calling by the Niners. Their best drives featured the run, and sometimes they went too pass heavy, and those are the drives that they
Yeah,
were
I didn't
going
understand
out.
that. I
You
didn't
know, when you
understand
got
that.
a defensive coordinator like Spagnuolo who will get the pressure there, you wanna have shorter conversions.
Mhm.
But here's the best way to say it. San Francisco had the best team. Kansas City had the best coaching and the best player.
Right.
And you see I'm not a fan of I don't use the term a game manager because every
Okay.
quarterback manages the game. Other guys
Mhm.
just do it in a flashy manner, and some guys just do it in a quiet manner. So I don't
Mhm.
like the term game manager. They all manage the game. The
Right.
coach gives them the play, they execute it. You're managing the game plan as the
Mhm.
quarterback.
Mhm.
There's very few guys like a Peyton Manning or a Brady or a Rodgers who can change the game plan and be the plan themselves.
Right.
You know, so I just hate that term. I think that's an attempt to try to shit on a player that you just wish you had and you don't. By haters. That's just my take with that.
Mhm.
But every drive that the Niners had that was successful was getting the run, getting the run. Now the Chiefs made adjustments. They stopped the run up the middle there for a little bit in the game, and then the
Mhm.
Niners got it going again. But you wanted 2nd and 6 because now you're in that run pass scenario. You
Right.
in, you throw incomplete on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 3rd. You're passing and you're playing a Kansas City strength
Mhm.
of blitzing. So I was uh I was disappointed in Shanahan. Uh, I was upset with the way the game obviously turned out. I wanted the Niners to win. I think they have too many superstars to not get a ring.
Right.
Uh, but let's be real. You're looking at a guy who is going to prevent a lot of stars from getting a ring. It's just the way it is. We're
So
looking at that Jordan type of player that is just going to prevent other guys, and Brady. It's going to prevent other people from winning because he's going to win so many damn times.
right. Right.
You know,
So where do you put Shanahan and his legacy? I mean, I guess you can't really.
he's too young,
Yeah, I guess you can't put
right?
a period on it. You know what I'm saying? But you can put a comment. So from now, from
I
where
mean,
he
you
started to
can you
now.
put this right. This is what you say. If like
Mhm.
you put me paint me in a corner.
Mhm.
He's got to learn how to finish games. He's got to learn how
Mhm.
to put away leads. They had the 28-3 lead. They had a 10-point lead.
Mhm.
They had double digit leads in the 2 Super Bowls against the Chiefs.
Right.
Outstanding coach. I'll say this. Perfect.
Mhm.
To me, he's the Lamar Jackson of coaches.
Okay.
Can win 13, 14 games in the regular season, be elite, can't finish the job in the playoffs. I
Mhm.
think that's a fair comparison of the coach.
Okay.
Lamar has all that talent around him. Number 1 run game, number 1 defense, number 1 kicker all time. Can't get there. Shanahan has all pros everywhere.
Mhm.
You say, you know, in the discussion, Bosa, number 1 pass rusher, number 1 tight end, number 1 running back, potentially number 1 wide receiver combo,
Right.
number 1 left tackle. How many more pieces as a head coach do you need to finish the job? So I think that would be my comparison. very unique brain, very unique talent, both of them.
Mhm.
Can't get it done.
Thoughts on Kyle firing the
Yeah,
DC?
Steve Wilkes is gone. Steve
Yeah.
Wilkes is the defensive coordinator. I saw it come in yesterday. I didn't read anything about it, Wild Wave. I
Yeah, I
don't know
didn't
what the
either.
comments were, to be completely honest with you. I was dealing with some other shit. Um,
But it wasn't a defensive problem to me.
that came out just as the Kansas City news. So
Mhm.
that, to me, that totally got swept to the
I
side.
yeah, I
Where
didn't read the article or nothing. I saw it come across my feed, so I didn't get a chance, like, to read anything or kinda, like, even kinda sit with it. But, if just from first face value, I didn't understand the move because it wasn't the defense that lost the game. I mean, the defense played a pretty good game up until, you wanna say the last play, but that's this is the NFL. It's a game of inches. Any one play, especially a tight game like that, is gonna cost or win or lose the game. So I wouldn't put that on the defense. I put that, like you said, on the play calling, because even when um Kansas City made those adjustments, when they went back to the run, it started working again.
yeah.
And it's like
What
it's like
what play in the NFL is better than tossing it and having Trent fucking Williams being your lead blocker?
right, right. When you pull him out there and running in front of you,
I'll take the play off. I don't care how it
yeah.
shows on film. I'm not getting in front of Trent Williams. I'm 6'3", 300. You're gonna pay me to get in front of Trent Williams. I'll go, man. Go,
Right.
McCaffrey. We'll try next drive. Maybe you
Then
run
you
it
got
up
the
the
speed
middle.
of McCaffrey coming around there.
Yeah.
That's make him stop it.
And that's when they got their momentum back.
Yeah.
But the difference in the game,
Mhm.
and I had to deal with this. Wild Wave knows we're dealing with it. Is that Jets fans were going nuts because we signed McCole Hardman. We didn't utilize him. He goes back to Kansas City. We trade him back in October, and he's the one who makes the game-winning play. Number one, Jets fans, stop acting like we didn't win the Super Bowl this year because we traded McCole Hardman.
Right.
You could have gave McCole Hardman number 2 reps the entire year. We still would have been 7-10. He wasn't changing the win needle at all.
Right. Right.
If Kadarius Toney wasn't a head case, that would have been him on that play. If
Mhm.
Sky Moore was healthy, it would have been him on a play.
Right.
Exactly, Wild Wave. Exactly. What I've been saying is play design over player. They
Mhm.
flooded it right, and the guy who was a Patriot and a Giant, Logan Ryan,
Oh, yeah,
number
yeah, yeah, yeah.
33,
Yeah.
froze. You watched the play. He
Mhm.
froze. He didn't get out to the flat, and Hardman was wide open. So the overload, the design of the play was to get somebody open because you flood it heavy,
Right.
and someone's going to be open. It's either Hardman sprinting out to the flat out of the backfield where a fullback normally is, or the running back then cuts behind the line and up where Kelsey started off, and you dump it off inside.
Right.
They crashed inside, outside was wide open. So the trust, the faith, the belief in the player, to put a player that you very rarely go to in that
Mhm.
moment, is coaching. It's coaching and belief
100%.
and trust in your guys, and we're gonna show you something in the biggest moment you may have not seen the entire season. We're gonna keep it in our back pocket until we need to knock you the fuck out.
And that's the sign of a great team, man. Good teams will have a play that you never see until that right moment. It's a situational play.
It's trusting your quarterback too, right?
Right. Right.
Because some coaches, "Oh, we haven't ran that play yet in a game."
Mhm.
Fuck that, Andy Reid's like, "I got Patrick Mahomes. We'll
Right.
run that play with we'll run it without even practicing it.
Right.
We're gonna make the right decision in the red zone."
Mhm.
And you gotta tip your hat to them. Um, but that's it. That's more kindness than I wanted to
Well,
say about the
so
Chiefs.
so what are we looking at a dynasty?
100%. You've been to what, 4 out of 5 Super Bowls? You've won 3 out
3.
of the last 5?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a dynasty. 100%.
I agree. I agree.
You can't listen. I don't care if you're a Raider fan. I'm labeled the biggest hater in IOW sports. 100%, they're a dynasty. They were a dynasty before this to me. They didn't need this win to get it
Mm-hmm.
because I think the conversation was still being had. You make 4 out of 5 Super Bowls, yes, you're a dynasty. The
Okay.
Bills made 4 in a row. They were a dynasty, but they were a dynasty with the asterisk of not winning the Super Bowl.
Underachieving
It takes a
dynasty.
lot to get there.
Yeah, that's the point. That's a good point because a lot of people dog the Bills for losing, but they went 4 straight. It's not like it's easy to do that.
Yeah. They're
You know.
the worst. Yo, man, perfect timing. We just finished talking about
Being a 4 straight loser is something to brag about. Damn,
No,
damn.
but no, but
But he
no.
asked
Well, I'm saying,
about a dynasty, and I said that the Chiefs were a dynasty to me
No,
once they got to the Super Bowl. They didn't even have to win it to be a dynasty. Like, they
Mhm.
made 4 out of 5. I go, the Bills made 4 in a row.
that's
They
fair.
were a dynasty, but they were with the asterisk of never winning one. Like, they're the worst dynasty ever because they never finished the job.
right. Well,
You okay?
Yeah. Nah.
Kids okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse my tardiness, fellas, man. I just woke up, man. It's been I just want you. I know we're a sports show, and I don't want to pull a damper on anything right now. But
We did
I
10
am
minutes
so
of it
happy.
in the beginning ourselves. Go ahead.
I'm just so happy to see y'all faces. And
Same.
for those who don't know, I do live in Kansas City. I was at the parade. I was literally 60 yards from when the situation happened.
Mm.
And Mel, you can attest to this. We both been in dangerous situations before. Both been in situations where you look back and you're like, damn. Whew, somebody had to be looking out for me.
Yeah. I've actually been hit by a bullet, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah. I'll say this, and we'll get back to sports. I had no idea what the hell was going on, literally. So let me lay it out. Let me lay it all out for you guys.
All right.
My grandmother has an apartment right off the path of where the parade ended. So I was in the vicinity regardless, but walked down from her apartment, went down to the crowd, and where we were, 70 yards to my left, was when the situation happened. Before we went down there, obviously, you all know I have children. I have an 8-year-old who's nonverbal autistic. I got a 6-year-old who's very eager to see about life, and then I have a 7-month-old.
Right.
We almost took all 3 of them down with us. Almost. Last minute, decided not to. So they stayed with grandma in her apartment but they could still see everything, saw the crowd and whatnot.
Right.
And for those who don't know, yes, I exercised my Second Amendment right. I was real tempted to take it with me. If I took my kids with me, I would have, just because I know my city, Kansas City. I know how we get down, and I know how situations are. Lots of crowded people. I decided not to. Me and wifey just went down, had a great time. It was very crowded, but fact of the matter is that a lot of people don't realize how in certain neighborhoods that's a everyday occurrence of a large group of people meeting, and sometimes ends up in violence. This is it just happened to go into a area where it's just a lot of people and it's tourists, and regardless, it shouldn't have happened. My heart goes out to the family of Lisa Lopez Galvez, the only fatality of the situation. But what hurt my heart is that it was kids that got caught up in the mix-up.
Right.
And I'm not an emotional guy, but I can be honest, yesterday was probably the worst day of my life because I had to deal with a lot of what coulda, shoulda, and a lot of different scenarios that played in my head. What if that situation happened 70 yards to right where I was at? What if me and wifey didn't walk away from the crowd soon enough? What if I brought my kids down? So I dealt with a lot of survivor's remorse yesterday.
Right.
I dealt with a lot of survivor's guilt yesterday. So today I'm feeling a lot better. Yesterday was not my finest day, but my message to everybody out there, man, we got to do better as human beings. We always, it was a point just for celebration, man.
Right.
And it got, and people couldn't take their ego out of it, and people couldn't take their I guess testicular fortitude, thinking they're not a man and letting somebody punk them over something childish, because that's what this shit was about. This was a dumbass dispute. It was a dumbass dispute.
Yeah.
And you ruined the moment for a city. You ruined a moment for some kids. You ruined kids' innocence yesterday. And I think that's what tore me up the most, is that you ruined some kids' innocence.
Right.
They ruined their own. They were kids.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably, 17, 18-year-old kids. But the fact of the matter is that look, I'm not gonna get political. Like I said, I exercise my Second Amendment rights, but that is my right as an adult. I'm taking care of my house, so that's the reason why I exercise my amendments. Well, when we say that sports is a microcosm of life, and it's just another example of just bad behavior ruining a good moment. And yeah, man, I'm just happy to see you ugly mugs. Because I think that's one thing that I definitely thought about. Like, damn, man, that shit shoulda, coulda, what if,
right.
Could have played a lot different yesterday. So I'm just happy to hear to see ugly mugs, and we get to talk sports, man. So yeah, man, I'm not gonna dampen the mood. Let's
Too late. Nick already on here, so
well, yeah, let's continue to talk about how disappointing that the Buffalo Bills Mafia get to look at. Oh, speaking of which, there was a kid on the parade path had a Josh Allen jersey. He reached out to give Mahomes high five. Mahomes saw him, and he was about to dap him, and he gave him the fake. So
breaking news: it was actually Josh Allen. That will be the only chance he ever gets to be at a parade.
See a parade.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure you guys talked about it. Hey, man, it is what it is. I do want to say this about the Super Bowl. Could have went either way.
Yeah,
it really could have. I know a lot of people afterwards are going to say about refereeing, and they'll have footage, but I'll say this: the refs let them play. They did not. There was shit that could have got called both ways, and I can admit that. Chiefs could have got called for some shit. 49ers could have got called from some shit. The refs let them play. The ref said, we are not going to be the reason why you guys win or lose. So they let them play. They let them get a handsy on in the pits, in the trenches. They let them get handsy in the back end. Yeah.
They got handsy, they got armsy, they got chesty. Yeah. They were showing love to Nick Bosa.
They let them do it. I'll say this.
Nick Bosa looked more upset than me getting hugged by the black guy. He looked irate. And there we go. That's what we do. How do we bring it back? Let Nick drop a joke.
I was surprised yesterday that they let go of Steve Wilkes. I was surprised.
Yeah. But you know what? It got brought up.
Yeah.
I never read about it, so I don't know any of the quotes, because right when that tweet came out, the incident happened at there. Yeah. And that was a long I forgot about it till Wild Wave brought it up.
Yeah, I was actually surprised Steve Wilkes got relieved of duty, but I talked to a lot of 49ers fans, and they really weren't happy with Steve Wilkes in general. But then when you look at the fact that he has a top 5 defense, I'm like, well, what exactly are you upset about? So, I mean, you got by one of the better quarterbacks in the league, the better quarterback in the league, the guy in the league. You got bested by Mahomes. You leave him a minute 53 left. What did you expect? So, yeah, that was shocking. The Chiefs, they did announce yesterday, early in the day, that they re-signed Steve Spagnuolo. And hey, when you're part of wanting to make a dynasty, that's what you do. You retain people that are part of it.
Right.
So that's a big piece of it. I know as much people is going to be sick and tired of the Chiefs. Don't be surprised you're in the same situation next year. I'm just saying. Hey. And this is not me saying it. I'm just saying, just look at the situation. The Chiefs, in the last 2 years, were supposed to be rebuilding last year, and they were supposed to be having a down year this year.
Coaching matters, man.
It does.
Coaching matters.
Coaching matters.
We talked about it right before you came on, that to have that play to that player and have the faith and the trust to call it at that moment in time, there will be coaches who only want to call plays they've seen succeed. And then there's Andy, who says, I believe in my quarterback to make the right read and the right decision here. They flooded the side. Logan Ryan, number 33, stopped fucking running. He froze, and he, to me, is the GOAT of the Super Bowl. You watch 33, he was supposed to go out with Hardman, and he kind of froze and didn't know what the fuck to do, and Hardman ran right past him, wide open. So the fact that Andy had that play and calls that play, it's play design over player. Because if Sky Moore was in, he would have been there. If Kadarius Toney wasn't a fucking head case, well, they may have not thrown it to him because he dropped it. But they have the faith to run any fucking play because they know the play is going to work.
It's funny you say that, Nick, because I said this. That came right out of my mouth when I saw that play. I was like, that's literally the same play that they ran with Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore last year. And Kadarius Toney was wide open, caught the touchdown. I was like, imagine how you just shut the hell up, stayed off IG. That'd have been you making a play in the Super Bowl again. But couldn't keep your mouth shut. You was a healthy scratch.
Kadarius Toney has more Super Bowl rings than Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers,
Dak Prescott,
than Steve Young.
and he's probably played probably not even 10% of their games.
So
probably hasn't played 10% of the game.
World.
How about
give
that?
Give it 4 years and he'll be selling it.
Oh yeah.
What's the betting odds on Toney being the first one to sell the Kansas City Super Bowl ring? Man, fuck them.
Hey, the odds are very high, bro.
I need a Kadarius Toney and a Chandler Jones reality show living together.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Am I the idea guy or what?
Ratings through the roof, baby.
And
Yeah,
AB they landlord.
It's
Yeah.
say again.
I said AB they landlord. That'll be a show.
Hey, I'm just glad to see your face, man. Man, me and Nick ain't seen you since the NFC Championship game, man. You good over there?
Stuff, bro. I've been dealing with some stuff.
Damn, man. You like shit.
Ain't got nothing to do with the Lions.
Yo, Lamar, he ain't been down to kick it with us.
Hey, shit, man.
Yeah, it's been rough, man. It's been rough.
Man, I know, man. It's been real out here, but I know, man. Hey, it's all good, man. You looking real dark. Jim Harbaugh is real right now, man.
Like that, man. Got the Michigan sweatshirt on with the.
Yeah, you looking real dark. Jim Harbaugh is right now, bro.
Thank you. Black Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. You got some khakis on? Don't get up in shorts, please.
Nah, I ain't got no khakis on. I ain't got nothing on.
That
This guy dick and cheer. That's it.
Oh Lord. So let me ask you guys a question, man. Put a poll. I was going to say.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
You can't.
No, you can't.
Put a bow on 2023, 2024 season, kind of encapsulated
I'm trying to shake it off.
Damn, that's how you feel about the whole season? Just trying to shake it off?
That's the best way to summarize it, right? Take a Taylor Swift song, just shake it off. I just hope Aaron Rodgers steals her next year so the NFL allows us to win the Super Bowl. Rodgers got that Super Trooper mustache.
Hey, you can have her, bro. You can have the full circus, bro. I am so.
I'll tell you the best joke of Sunday.
What's that?
I was with a bunch of kids. My buddy's got a 17-year-old daughter, 11-year-old daughter. They're friends, and at one point, I showed them the video of me screaming at Kelsey at the Jet Chief game, and they were like, "Why do you say she's a 4.5?" I was like, "I don't know. She just reminds me of my left foot." Thank you. The people who knew that I had a toe loss were dying. Everyone else, once they heard it, went like this.
Bruh.
Why do you call her a field goal post? Because she's long, yellow, and thin with no curves. Damn, Nick.
There you go.
Hey, he been killing Taylor with he been killing her all season.
And now I hate her even more because she got Kanye thrown out of the Super Bowl.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Marshall dropped it yesterday or the day before on his show.
I don't know. I don't even know if I trust Brandon Marshall anymore with anything that he says. I don't know.
I just believe the White Devil's the White Devil. And when I'm going to go slightly off track here into pop culture for a minute.
I am surprised. Go ahead.
There is a video of when Ice Spice won an award and was stanking everyone, and Taylor's going like this. And then she said, "I want to thank God." And Taylor went, "I'll send you the link."
We don't do that over here.
Look, she went too far.
That's not how we make our money on this side of the world.
Yeah, then why even? That's weird to even show up at the Super Bowl with it. Then, yeah. Anyway, I don't know about y'all. But
Blake Lively there. I like Blake Lively.
I did enjoy Usher's halftime performance. It wasn't like it wasn't the best, but I did enjoy it.
It was good though, man.
What part did you enjoy? The tribute to Dodgeball? Or tribute to Goldmember?
No, my favorite part was when her came out and she played the guitar. For those who don't know who her is,
she is.
She's an R&B.
The kids are yelling at me. It's her. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Her. I was doing like the Abbott and Costello routine.
Yeah. So she's an R&B singer, but I didn't know that she played guitar, and then she came out plucking the shit out of that guitar, and she's beautiful, and so that was a good part. I did enjoy
beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I did enjoy the Ludacris and Lil Jon part. I think me and you had called that, Nick. If Lil Jon is not there, I'm not with it.
I'm a riot.
Then I'm a riot. Throw it out. Yeah. So when they showed up, that was
how when he came in, it was kind of hype, coming through the crowd like that. I like that. Yeah.
For a crowd that you pay to be there and be an extra, and their energy was great. I mean, listen, anyone who was watching that show, who was alive when that song came out, knew the energy that song brought, no matter where you were.
Right.
I mean, you could have been at a funeral and they popped that on at the end and everybody was turning up.
Like that thing. Fuck this dead nigga. I'm about to
I even said that if I don't care if Lil Jon can't make it, at least have Dave Chappelle dress as Lil Jon and be there.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good show, man. A lot of these haters in the comments, we're not great of a show, and stuff. Like, y'all some haters.
I will say this.
You can't do your whole catalog in 15 minutes.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't complete every song. You got to do like a Rocky movie montage.
Yeah.
And to appreciate the upbeat song, you got to throw in a couple verses of those soft songs
Yeah.
to then bring the energy back up. Because listen, millionaires are not keeping energy up that high. You're pumping in crowd noise because
Right.
there's no way that millionaires are screaming woo when Her comes out to play the guitar. There's no
Right.
fucking way that and those rich people knew who the fuck Her was. Maybe 5% of them.
Nah,
There's
you right.
no one flipping out yelling woo. It's Goldberg pumped in audio to make the performance look better than it is. Now, Lil Jon, Luda, those transcend genres. Those transcend wealth. Everyone, well, if you're at the Super Bowl, you're wealthy. But everybody knew who those were just by their voice because they'd been around so long.
Hey,
what about the Alicia Keys?
Hey, I was getting there.
The memes.
Hey, look,
the memes had me cracking up, bro.
It looked like she was hugging her work husband, and
right, yeah, like
that was a little bit. Hey, man,
it like when he hugged, she sucked the butt out a little bit. I was looking like
she sucked the butt out, and I will admit, Rihanna wore the red outfit, pregnant, but Alicia Keys wore the red outfit and had the bump on the other side.
Yeah, she had a little rump. Yeah,
right.
Hey,
shaker.
Hey, I don't know about y'all, but
tweet. I never thought I'd be talking about a Swiss Beats tweet. God, the world is such a crazy place. He was like, awesome performance, no insecurity here, because people are trying to, what's Swiss Beats gonna do when she gets home? He's like, great show, loved it. I mean, he might take care of business behind closed doors, and we might not see her for a while.
Hey, man.
Raul with a good Raul in front of the
talk about she ran into the door.
Actually play guitar since her fingers never moved. Yeah, I thought there was a little delay between audio and video there.
Hey, all I know is
sounds coming out when her hand was like on Usher's arm.
Hey, all I know is I could have done. Okay, look, maybe it's just me. I hate that song, My Boo. My Boo. I hate it. It's absolutely some of the worst shit in the world. What's up, Rod? I can't stand it. I hate it. I really can't.
It's a popular song, though, man. It's a popular song.
Yeah, but come on. I didn't want to hear it at the Super Bowl, but that's just me. But look, I don't know about y'all, but I had the conversation with wifey. I was like, if you go see Usher, man, just go ahead and let's get our affairs situated, and you just stay out there because he's a home wrecker, man. He's a home wrecker. We saw what happened with Keke Palmer,
right?
And then I don't know.
All I know is Alicia Keys gonna be running into some doors.
I won't be surprised because that smile was a little bit too big, dog.
Right? She had grin ear to ear.
Hey, that grin was a little bit too cheery for me. It's a little too chummy for me. I'd be like, "Hey, Swiss man, you better talk to her, dog. You better talk to her, man. She's a little bit too friendly." So
for real.
Yeah, what the hell was that about, man? Anyway,
I'm tired of seeing nipples at the Super Bowl. First, I got to see Janet's. Now I got to see Usher's. Like, what are we doing here?
I'm glad you clarified that because I was like, what? I was like, but I prefer if you give me more Janet's, though. I mean, I'm okay with that. You know,
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that.
How come Usher didn't have to wear no crazy star nipple ring on top of it?
Oh my God!
Going to be singing.
Hey, Raul, give it a couple of years. His football career is almost done. He'll be singing backup sooner or later. He'll be in the background. So
please don't.
I don't care, man. It's whatever, man. But hey, man, NFL season, man, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. Did y'all talk about this yet? So did y'all saw that during the NBA trade deadline?
No, we didn't talk NBA.
That literally the Golden State Warriors made a play to go get LeBron.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw Eric.
What's going on, Eric?
Oh, Raul also. Go ahead.
I mean, I just think that's crazy. That's nonsense, man.
Yeah, man. They try to win.
Trying to win? That's stacking the deck, bro.
They trying to do the Kevin Durant.
Stacking what deck? 6 years ago, it'd be stacking the deck. Now it's just like wheelchair racing.
Well, damn.
And Randy Weber got to calm down. Last night he posted, watching Steph Curry last night was one of the best individual performances he's ever seen. Curry shot under 50% from the field. He shot under 50% from three-point range. He had a -6 plus-minus rating on the court. Like, calm down. This probably wasn't even a top 40 Steph Curry performance.
Look, I'll say this. Now, Steph has been performing well. He's actually been able to stay on the court, but it's meaningless. The team's not doing good. The team is not, you know, I don't know what the factor is. I'll say this. Klay Thompson isn't the same Klay Thompson that we're used to, that we're accustomed to.
Right.
Klay Thompson is I don't know what's going on with his head. He can't, you know, he can't sustain the normal performance that he's been that we're used to seeing. His shooting is off. His defense is not as top tier. He doesn't look like the same two-way player that was, you know, dominant on both ends of the court and was being, you know, a big cog in the machine that's leading the Warriors to championship aspirations. And this shit's done, bro. This shit's been done. But for some reason, the front office of the Warriors are the only people that are not willing to admit that the dynasty is done and it's over. Like, it's just over.
Good. That's the best when people think they still have it. And like Belichick in New England, run that shit into the motherfucking ground. Run.
Whatever.
Oh, you don't think we can get deeper? Oh, or dig a hole a little more.
Whoa.
Love it. Love it. I want to see Mark Jackson come back, take Golden State with the players as is, and bring them to a championship and say, see, Kerr just rode the wave. He wasn't coaching. I did see a highlight of Kerr flip out last night when Klay committed a foul. Like, Kerr jumped up and, like, smacked the ground when Klay committed a foul, like, in a bad situation off of a rebound or an inbound pass.
Mm-hmm. Well, does that – it's funny you say that. Does that not –
everything I say is funny.
Well, no. It's like, I've been thinking the same thing, too. Like, should we not question Steve Kerr? Should we not?
Yeah.
We always should have questioned Steve Kerr.
I mean, I just think that's fair that we should question exactly what exactly has he done to actually, you know.
Mark Jackson is Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I said that before.
Team up. He got everyone right to the brink, and then Gruden took it and won the ball with them. But the thing with Dungy is he went elsewhere and won a ring. Mark Jackson's probably not coaching, right? Like, after this many years not coaching, he's probably going to stay with broadcasting. He's got an easier job.
Well, he got blackballed because he was too Christian and too
you can't be that in California. You got to be
and plus he wasn't, especially with the Warriors, he wasn't doing what they wanted to do. They said he needed to do that, and he kind of bumped up against that.
Oh yeah,
the machine, and they didn't like that.
True. That's true. Well,
Yeah.
it's
So he got labeled like not being a team player and not
yeah,
that kind of thing. Being what the word they use, not disruptive, but
difficult.
difficult. That you know, stuff like that. So that's how they blackballed him. But
oh yeah, it's a combination of, you know, you being too religious in a liberal state and you being not a kiss ass. This pretty sums it up. And
I can't believe they hired Steve Kerr when they found out the name of his son, which I'm not allowed to say.
what was it? Is it his first name, Nick?
It's my first name, yeah.
Oh, Nick Kerr. Yeah, well, you know.
That's his name. You guys know that. That's not me making it up.
Hey, that'd make me hire even more. So I'd be like, my nigga, come here.
I hate you, Nick.
But it's liberal California, so you could say that, I guess, as a white guy out there.
It's California.
It's a different entity out there.
Oh shit!
Anthony.
Oh man! Hey, Raul. all seriousness, I think the Knicks. I don't think they'll, because me and Nick talked about this last week. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop of them to just disappoint the Knicks fans and getting hyped up, and then all of a sudden, when it comes to playoff time, they just shit the bed.
It started already once the easiest part of their schedule went away.
So it's and I hate it because let's be honest,
4 in a row.
But then when the Knicks are good, and when you got the New York media that comes with it, and you got in there, it's good for basketball. It really is. When the Knicks, the Celtics, the Lakers, the big medium outlets and markets and the teams, when they're up and they're good, it's good for basketball. I'm just waiting for the other. Right now, look, the Lakers are trash. All right. So if you're expecting good from them, then again, they're trash.
The Clippers, though, have been killing it after that rough beginning.
Right.
Bobby G, what's up?
So Bobby G, I'll say it's good for sound bites and stuff like that. Is it good for the NBA as a whole? I don't know about that, because when small markets do well, I think that's good for the NBA as a whole. But when the big markets like that do well, it's good for those sound bites. It's good for things that keep the buzz going and you something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? But far as the overall league, I think it's better when the small markets do well.
I don't disagree with that. But but the reason why I say it's good for basketball is because you look at New York, LA, Chicago, the bigger markets that come with the bigger fan bases, there's the more money that gets made to the bottom line. And that's what the NBA wants. They want to make sure that they get that bottom line looking as fat as it could be. Now, was it good that Milwaukee won a couple of years ago? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they was like, yeah, we got, a small market team winning. But I don't think it affected the bottom line. First of all, Milwaukee's not even, who gives a damn about Milwaukee, Wisconsin?
Nobody know where Milwaukee at, but people live in Wisconsin.
Exactly. So, and I gotta be honest, I don't wish any good on the Milwaukee Bucks right now, the way that they treated Adrian Griffin. And you bring in Mr. Milk, the cow, Doc Rivers in there, and they ain't done shit.
Man, some of the excuses he been coming up with, bro.
Thank you for reminding me.
He's sound like a kid that lost his homework, man. He come up with some crazy excuses. What the fuck? Man, the wind was blowing hard out there. That's why we couldn't win.
You guys remember that Knicks Jeremy Lin 2.0 run that lasted about 3 weeks in January? They've lost 5 of 6. Hello, reality. Welcome back.
Back to reality. Oops.
Oops, there goes the garden. Gardens can't grow in the winter. Shut up, Knicks fans.
Oh shit! But I mean, it's the Bucks, man. It's so when they made that move to go to Adrian Griffin, man, that was probably not the most
To document.
Well, yeah, when they made the move to Doc, that was like, what? I don't. Well, because your excuse is that you don't trust a guy in his first year coaching ever to get you to the finals or get you a championship level. But he had.
Wasn't like. Go ahead. You can park on something.
He had them playing championship level basketball. They were like top 3 in the league. Right. I mean, I didn't understand that. And what evidence is showing that Doc Rivers can be that guy? That guy has won NBA championship. It's been so long ago that I was in my early 20s and I didn't have kids and I was living reckless. That's how long ago that Doc Rivers has won.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days.
Oh, Archie!
Right. I figured Nick would get the reference.
Oh yeah, the most racist guy in the history of television. Oh yeah, I get the reference.
But like, what evidence to say that? How many? First of all, we seen Doc Rivers have rosters that most coaches would die to get, and he can't even get out the second round.
Right.
Whether it was the Clippers, whether it was the Sixers. I mean, year after year after year, literally, had rosters that most coaches would have died to have, and be like, man, I can go so far with this roster. This dude don't even get at the second round.
Right.
This man's been a
The
2-round
Philadelphia team just recently, he had every year. Oh man, this the year, and he grossly
underachieved.
Grossly underachieved. It's not like they get to like maybe the game before the finals or the finals and lose. It's first, second round all the time, and then Doc never make adjustments. He just keep playing the same game plan,
Same crap.
same stuff. I was like, come on, man.
Same crap. and Kitten never got past the second round. I mean, this dude has had all stars.
Right.
And the last time we saw him last year, this man had the MVP on the team
Mm-hmm.
in Philly.
Oh, Philly.
He had Embiid in the
He also
MVP.
had the league anchor.
James Harden.
He also had the league anchor. I mean, it's called checks and balances in life, bro.
But it's like, come on, man. So
You
I
could sell
mean,
the Ford Mustang, but you were also selling the Ford Escort. There.
damn. Shit. Damn, I gotta take the Escort with the Mustang. Shit.
that bottom line checks out, man. When you're like, we sold this car so much, why can't we get rid of that one?
You just throw it in there. You be like, man, take this Escort with this Mustang.
Right. Mustang comes with the
Donated to
Escort.
877 Cars for Kids.
Nah, man, but I don't wish nothing well on the Bucks, man. But I can't. They're trash for that decision, and they got to live with that. But I mean, the NBA is going to be weird. I think they got tonight, and then it's All-Star Weekend this week.
Oh God,
yeah.
That's not even good. That's not even good anymore.
Bag of shit in the
That's not
entire
even good
sport
anymore.
called This
I
NBA
can't-
All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, it's horrible now.
Okay, I agree with y'all. I agree with y'all 100%. But I am looking forward to Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry in the 3-point contest.
Yeah, I might watch that.
I don't even know what the fuck name you just said.
Sabrina Nescu?
You know, yeah.
You know who that is?
First of all, do you know who we're talking to? We got the guy who literally hates just about everything in women's sports.
Sports, yes.
So he has no idea who Sabrina Ionescu is. Come on, man.
Oh man, she was a star at Oregon. Now she's a star over in New York. She playing New York Liberty.
What the fuck does that mean to me?
That's your market
Yeah.
I don't even know where to find their fucking game.
on TV.
Well, no, you got to wait till June when the season kicks up.
See, I wouldn't even have known that.
Yeah.
So why is she a part of the NBA All-Star Weekend?
Well, because she's a good shooter, and the last time she was in a 3-point contest, she had the most buckets out of men or women in 3-point contest history. So it's just a friendly, just who's the better shooter, her or Steph? And she's kind of mentioned Steph Curry as one of her, idols in basketball that she's, kind of modeled her game after. And it's just
all right, Lamar, you were putting me the fuck to sleep with that
it's
explanation.
just fun to see, man. Come on, man.
I mean, she's a great shooter though.
No, she's lights out. She's a shooter. She's sharp
The
shooter.
whole weekend is all of it. Is just at
I don't
the point
disagree with
where
you.
it's
I
boring
don't disagree
as
with you on
fuck,
that part.
And they overhype the stupidest shit. Example, this. And I just feel that the NBA is so worried about getting the young crowd that they're losing the older crowd.
But I mean, you can say the same about the NFL. The NFL Pro Bowl weekend's a fucking joke. It's they're at the point where they're doing family double dare to make this shit interesting now. They got to do tug of war and
A Dutch contest.
Oh man, it's a shame Antonio Cromartie don't play anymore. He would have won.
hey, Nick, him or Phillip Rivers? Which
If
one?
Antonio Cromartie's film,
Right.
that would be a good one.
Hey, Cromartie's versus the Rivers. It'd have been a
If
great
they were
family
former
double dare.
teammates. That is a crossover event I would watch. Former teammates, offense versus defense. Newsflash, there's a racial component. It would fucking divide the country like an election.
The light-skinned duck competition.
But here's the thing: Cromartie only gets the kids he can name.
Hey, Travis Henry would like a word because I know he got a small army too.
Tyreek Hill too.
Tyreek's on his way too. Hey, I think he just had 3 born in the last year, so he's on his way too. But nah, man, and look,
fast on the field, then fast off it, I guess.
Hey, your gripe
be in the slam dunk competition.
Hey, your gripe about the NBA weekend is legit, but I don't think it's just just solely them. NFL's weak, the MLB is weak, the NHL All-Star situation is weak. It's kind of like how do you get any of these guys or any of these All-Star weekends or Pro Bowls? I don't know the actual answer to make it interesting anymore. It's not like it.
Have the fucking players play hard the entire game. Have balls. Have a competitive spirit where you're going out there from the like Magic against Jordan. They weren't allowing each other to dunk on one another. There used to be fouls in the fucking All-Star game.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Give people what they want. The best playing at their best. Watching these guys throw fucking fake-ass alley-oops the whole time and play with even, I don't know how there's less defense in an All-Star game there is in the regular season in the NBA.
Yeah, almost scoring 200 points, man. That's not about that shit.
Hey, man, I don't know the answer.
I'll say this: like, I understand from a business standpoint, you want to get a different demographic, but you gotta know how to balance the two. You gotta know how to balance to get a younger crowd and balance to keep your already demographic you already established. And that's what you need to do. You can't just go all in for one, you know what I'm saying, to leave the other behind. The ones you leave behind is the ones who got you where you are now. They're the ones been following it from the 90s, the 80s, 2000s. Now you trying to bring this younger crowd in that don't even know the history of a lot of these players. Probably never seen Jordan play. Haven't seen Bird play.
These players have initials that I don't even know what they stand for.
Right. Instead of
Randy posted something in the group the other day. I was like, can you put names under all of these point guards so I know who the fuck they are? He's putting pictures up of point guards, and I'm like, wait, there's 29 teams in the NBA. There's fucking 45 guys in your point guard depth. I'm like, all right, good job.
You're like, who the fuck are these guys?
I don't know. They're unrecognizable.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe is it fair to say that sports now are starting to become more generational separated, especially in basketball? I mean,
but see, here's the thing. I don't know if it's that or it's the agenda that the NBA is pushing. Because I can accept change in a game, like if styles change, stuff like that, to a degree. But when you pushing a certain agenda, and it's kind of like, okay, I feel like I'm being manipulated as a fan. Still like I'm turning on just to watch a game and be entertained. Saying that the NBA is good entertainment is like calling the water safe to drinking Flint.
That's good, Raul. That's some dangerous water, bro. And hey, I don't know which one is safer, the water in Mexico or Flint. Which one is more safer?
They pumping it from Mexico.
Obviously, the Mexican water's okay because they've all survived and made their way to America.
Hey, they're doing like he did Elian Gonzalez.
Hey, bro.
They didn't put my man back on the plane. They put him back in the tube and pushed him back in the water.
Can you imagine the outrage nowadays if that picture with him in the closet, if that happened now, my God, every city in America would be burned down.
Bruh, they caught my man. Could at least put him on a plane sitting back. They put him back in the inner tube and push him right back in the water. All right, bruh.
Oh, the outrage.
Make your way back to Cuba.
The outrage that would happen.
It's only 90 miles. You good? Okay, if you're 5 years old.
You made it this far.
Yeah.
Your
mama made a drive, but fuck that. Get on back over there. States is all cold, man.
Oh, this might be the day that we get the axe, man. This might be the day.
Trust me, it's not. It's not. I just put more where that came from.
It's been real, y'all. Been a great time.
Don't lie. It's been an average time.
Great.
I got.
Hey, now you two been on our ass like Zuckerberg on Facebook. He's like, boy, I've been waiting for these motherfuckers.
And then we got to do the shimmy.
Oh, like, oh, gotta go. No, man. No. But the reason why I say is, especially in the NBA, I think it's more generational, is because, like you said, a lot of these kids don't even know who the guys before LeBron even played. Mm-hmm. It's almost like LeBron is like the marker between old and new, and it's like, oh man, and I hate to say this, and it's not that this to you younger guys.
Oh, fuck them, say it.
No, these little shit stains just don't understand. Like I can respect LeBron, but my thing is when I look at players before him.
Can I just say, bro? You saying like it's not to diss with them, then call them a shit stain. It's like I don't mean to say nothing bad about, but you niggas. It's like saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
One day I'm gonna say it. One day I'm gonna say it.
You mean one day on air?
I'm just saying this, like these like LeBron. When I can still poke holes in your game and actually still look at things that you still haven't improved on, and you've been in the league for 21, 22 years.
Yeah. Like
how is this guy still not an 80% free throw shooter?
Well, here's the thing, bro. That's the argument that you can put up against him. When people say, "Is he the GOAT?" You compare to Jordan. When Jordan came into the league, you can see where he improved his game in a lot of spots. And you wasn't poking. By the time he got ready to leave, there wasn't a lot of holes he poking in his game. Where LeBron had the same holes throughout his whole career. How can I make you the GOAT?
That's my point. That is my point. He has
been with her since high school, so he has had the same hole.
So he's been poking the same hole. Got you.
But like, so like, this to me, there's only a slight difference between LeBron and Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's only a slight difference.
Yeah, one has more hair.
Well, yeah, but LeBron can actually shoot just a tad bit more better. But if you're saying I'm a live and die with LeBron shooting, if I'm defending that, go ahead, shoot away,
motherfucker.
You did.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm defending that, I'm like, please shoot away. You're not scaring me. If you're gonna tell me if I'm gonna live and die by Kobe or Michael shooting, hell no. I am not giving these guys that shot.
Even they knew to kick it to Derek Fisher and Steve Kerr and John Paxson.
Right.
Even they knew when to give it up.
It's kind of right. It's all right.
Part of being great is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses and knowing what others can do around you. And LeBron has tried to put too much on his shoulders. That's why there's been too many failures on the big stage. That's it. The ego's too big. He's afraid to fail. He's afraid to have someone else fail because then he'll take criticism for not wanting the shot. So his ego won't allow him to give the ball up in big moments. And you can't always win in this league. Sometimes you got to share the wealth.
Yeah.
You're an NBA player. You can make an open three if you're a three-point shooter.
But even the game's different. Just look at how it's like ISO ball. When did ISO
the game
ball?
Is shit now.
When did ISO ball become the number one way to run an offense? ISO ball, really?
You know when.
Come on, man.
James Harden won an MVP doing it, and it's
ISO ball though.
Follow me. It's a follow me league. James Harden won an MVP doing ISO ball, and that was the beginning of the downfall of the league, in my opinion. It was already bad because of the illegal defense that David Stern put in years ago to prevent teams from double teaming superstars and allowing to market superstars. Because if I could beat my guy one-on-one, you shouldn't be able to stop me. So he wanted to market the big names, and that's when the NBA took off in the 80s, when illegal defense came in. And guys like Jordan, Magic, Bird started going to catastrophic heights with popularity, not just in America, worldwide.
Yeah.
And now the ISO is even better because now we're not going to play good defense. We're not going to get up in your face, and then you're a 6'6" guard who just shoots over people.
I just think
I watched the NBA playoff game last year with the Knicks and the Heat, and I counted there was 91 3-point attempts. It's a lazy offense.
Man.
It's a lazy league. It's kind of beat your guy a little bit. Someone else helps. Rotate. 4 guys are standing on the 3-point line. Rotate it to 1 guy's left open. If I'm playing the NBA, never leave your man. Never do help side defense. Just guard your guy at the 3-point line the whole time. I would be the best coach in NBA history. I'm going to give you 2s, and I'm not going to give you 3s.
Yeah.
Done. It's an easy code to crack. Don't do weak side help. Don't rotate. Stay on your man and make them beat you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the basketball philosophy in the game.
Calm down with your toe joke, Dan. You calm down with the toe joke.
It's just, I don't know. The game has changed. I just think just when situations like that, that's what makes it more generational and separate. Because I'm like Nick. There's times I can't even watch the NBA because I'm just like, why do I want to sit there and waste my time watch you jack hours just throw up threes playing no defense.
I'd rather watch a transgender 3-point or whatever type of shootout we got going on this weekend.
What is it? Transgender?
I don't know what's going on. The guy versus the girl.
This motherfucker said transgender shootout. All right, pack it up.
Part of me hopes that the woman wins. I hope the woman wins just so we can shit on the NBA more.
She got a good chance, though. I mean, because he don't have to check her, so she's just shooting straight open shots.
Yes. Hey, Sabrina's a shooter now. She's
you know what I'm saying? Now he was checking her.
I mean,
it'd be different.
Shooter.
It would be very difficult for her because as a WNBA player, I'm sure her sexual persuasion and she wants no D. So
yeah, that's it. Pack it up. Pack it up.
I am a real American.
Oh my gosh, that makes it so much worse. It's just Son Hogan with that shit.
Right. You know, he the one that said, he the one that said, I don't like black people. Don't bring that nigga home though. And you singing his song.
Oh Hey, pickleball's been taking over.
Hey, they had a contest with the retired like tennis players playing pickleball. I forgot the
It
word.
was like Andre Agassi and somebody else.
It's a tennis court for midgets.
Hey man, right?
Sir, that's little people, sir. That's little people.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Micro people.
Right.
Is that where they got their micro braids from?
Before we bounce, I'm gonna do top 10 mock 2.0.
Oh yeah.
All right, I got Washington trading up to number 1 from number 2 and taking Caleb Williams.
That's actually not a bad idea because what before you move on, their original spots is Chicago's 1 and Washington's 2, right?
Washington was 2.
Okay,
and I think Chicago is. They are best suited because you kept your head coach.
Yeah.
You kept Eberflus. If you were going to bring in a new quarterback, you get rid of the coach as well. And you start a fresh new regime to build up Caleb Williams together. You don't say, we got a lame duck coach. We're going to bring this guy in for a year and then change it if it doesn't work. You don't do that to a young quarterback. I think they're going to ride it with Fields, in my opinion. So you trade back to number 2 with Chicago, who may trade again at a number 2, but I don't want to get too nuts. I got them taking Marvin Harrison Jr. You got DJ Moore. Go build an elite offense, something Chicago's never done. They've always been known for defense. They've always won because defense. Jim McMahon, Rex Grossman, Jay Cutler got to an NFC championship. They've never had elite offense. Go build DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison, Cole Kmet. Go sign Saquon Barkley with all your money that you have. Go build an elite offense.
Ooh.
Number 3, Drake May to the Patriots.
Really?
I think you need a quarterback there. I don't think Mac Jones or the other one, Zappy, are NFL starters. I think Mac Jones is fucking hated. I think it's an embarrassment what that guy does with tripping people and hitting sauce in the junk this year. I can't see how a locker room can support him or play for him. So I think he's a year away from UFL quarterback. Number 4, I could see this being a spot for Arizona to move out. And if somebody wants to trade up for a quarterback, but I see them with Harrison off the board, taking Neighbors, wide receiver from LSU. You got Trey McBride at tight end, who had a really nice season. You need to get some weapons on the outside. And I think Neighbors, who would be number 1 in every draft the last couple of years, that doesn't have Marvin Harrison Jr. in it.
That's fair.
Number 5, Harbaugh, your boy, is now in LA. I have a hard time. I think they could be a team that trades down. But keeping this pick, I'm giving them Brock Bowers. You got Mike Williams, you got Quentin Johnson, you got Keenan Allen, you got Eckler. Everett's nice. He's a nice tight end. Nice is an elite. You get a chance to go get an elite weapon, you get him. Number 6, I have the Bears trading up from number 9 using some of the picks that they got. And I have them getting Joe Alt, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. You want to win in the NFL? Go build an elite offense. You got Joe Alt. You got Marvin Harrison coming in. You got the best tackle and the best receiver coming there to Chicago. If Justin Fields can't win now, you have all these extra picks in a year or two to go up and get whoever you want. Number 7, Tennessee, Ola Fashanu, the tackle from Penn State. It's not a sexy pick, but Tennessee's always been good when they've had a good line. They've let Conklin go. They've lost other guys throughout the last couple of years. Number 8, I got Daniels, quarterback from LSU, going to Atlanta. I think that he would be perfect there. I think you got some nice weapons. He can be a Lamar type. You can set up some runs first for him until the passing develops. And unlike Lamar, the passing will develop. Number 9, the Giants. They passed on the quarterback. I am a firm believer that the New York Giants need better weapons so that whoever plays quarterback can succeed. I got them taking Rome Odunze from Washington. You need weapons. You need them. You need the best. You need NFL talent at your receivers. You don't have that right now. Wan'Dale Robinson's okay.
What's up, Ant?
I disagree about that take.
Man, it's Ant, man. Just keep going.
Now, the Jets at 10. This is the worst possible scenario for the Jets. Fashanu and Alt are gone. The tight end Bowers is gone. Odunze, Neighbors, and Harrison are gone. The 3 quarterbacks went. It's been all offense, which is the worst case scenario for the Jets. I would trade the pick. If you can find someone, like the Jets don't have the number 2 pick because of the Packers trade for Rodgers. I would love to take this pick, move back about 6-7 spots and get a number 2 in return. But keeping this pick here, I know Jets fans don't like the thought of it, but if the number 1 edge rusher, like Dallas Turner, Jared Versay from Florida State, Latu from UCLA, all of the top edge rushers are there. This is a team that loves building their D-line. I don't think you can sleep on that. If you get a tackle and you get a wide receiver in free agency, I don't think you can sleep on D-line. Jets fans will go nuts, but That's the bread and butter of this organization. This defensive scheme. I think that Elise Fuagua talk. It's too soon. That the team wants them. I'm gonna go with the problem with the Jets tackles. They aren't athletic. They get beat by speed rushers. So the most athletic tackle is Amarius Mims. So I'm gonna take Amarius Mims from Georgia. Somebody who's a little raw, but his athleticism will help. Becton got beat because he's not athletic. Becton kept getting beat, gave up the most sacks and the most penalties in the NFL, I think. So give me Amarius Mims. He's a little bit raw, but I would love a trade down. Get a second round pick, and then you can take your 2, and we have 2 4s, and move back up a little bit and get me a receiver and a tackle with the first 2 picks. So, and we'll, before the end of the month, the last week of the month, I'll have a full first round mock of everyone. But Lamar, we didn't know if you were going to pop on, so I put that together. Just
no, you good. I will say this for every team out there, if you need a quarterback, I don't think this is a crazy quarterback draft this year. So I don't see a lot of teams going crazy to jump up in the top 5 to go get a quarterback. I will say this as well. Get what you need to get. And if you got to jump up, go get it. If you need a tackle, you need a guard, you need a quarterback, go up in the top 10 and go get it. If you need a wide
receiver, a good spot at 10 because all of the top-rated players are offense.
Yeah,
that's how you're going to get those teams who say, okay, the Jets are at 10. We know the Jets on offense. They could maybe slide down and take a tackle. We want to go get the top edge rusher or the top corner on our board. So the Jets could be in a really good position to benefit from defensive players sliding down and somebody saying, that's the top. We need Dallas Turner. We need Latu. We need Verse. We need Byron Murphy, the D tackle. There's another D tackle from Illinois. I forget his name. It's hard to say.
There's a defensive lineman out of Missouri who's pretty good too. I forgot his name. But what my main point is if you need skill position on the offense, primarily wide receiver, I don't think you have to be desperate this year because the wide receiver class is pretty deep.
It's very deep. Into round 3 deep.
Yes, with talent of wide receiver position. So you don't have to reach for a skill position at the wide receiver in this draft. To me, obviously, I think the only no-brainer is Marvin Harrison Jr. I do like Neighbors, but you don't have to reach for a wide receiver. If you are trading up, now I can understand trading up to get the cream of the crop of the wide receiver class. That's one thing, but you do not have to reach for a wide receiver. The talent is so deep with it. And I agree with your statement there, Nick. If you want one of the top defensive guys and you want to make sure that you can get them, then trade up and go get them. Because other than that, man, I don't think you'll see a lot of movement in the draft that we've seen before of people jockeying to go up and get a certain player.
And that's because the teams that have the top picks have the quarterback need.
Yeah.
Washington, the Patriots, they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
So when you have, like last year, Carolina jumped. Chicago had Justin Fields, and they were going to stay with him. I think they should stick with Justin Fields and build an elite offense. And if it doesn't work, you have an elite offense where we see veteran quarterbacks, starting caliber veteran quarterbacks, moving more than ever before. I say build up the offense to be the best it could possibly be. And if Justin Fields can't do it, you have so many future assets. You can do whatever the hell you want, whether it's trading for a vet or whether it's trading up to get another quarterback eventually in a draft or two.
Yeah, man. It's I think you might see the chess match behind the draft this year, where you're going to see people kind of playing the mind games with each other, like, hey, is this guy going to move up, or this team going to move up for certain players? And if you, quite honestly, I think it kind of adds to the mystique of the draft. That's what makes the NFL draft very publicized and very, this is very televised. I mean, a year in and year out. The NBA is trying to recreate it. I don't think they're going to be successful. I don't think they bring the same.
It's not the same.
They don't.
NFL draft got this thing on lock, bro. It's just
on lock.
So much excitement around it. It's just so much fanfare. I mean, I think it's the best draft, hands down, in all the sports.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt, it's not even close.
I mean, you look at even the hockey draft with my man, what's the dude? Was it Connor? Went to the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Connor Bedard.
Yeah, Connor Bedard. How they made it such a big deal, and that was kind of underwhelming.
It's so funny.
They hyped it up for so much, and the draft came, it was just so underwhelming. It's kind of like, okay, and you don't even talk about Connor Bedard like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny. Here's my racial joke of the day that me and Mel are talking hockey, and the white guy has no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
None.
Hey, Nick is clueless.
Nick like, who? I knew about Connor. He was a white guy. That's all I knew.
You guys start talking WNBA. You guys start talking hockey. I'm convinced we're doing like secret human trafficking or like drug trafficking talk, and I'm like, they're doing it right in public.
It's like cold. It's like
right
cold. Black people talking about hockey. It got to be selling drugs.
Oh Lord! Nope. That's
like
cold.
New Jack City 2.0.
Look, he said Connor.
We got to move the Cooper package to Chicago. Basically,
right. Connor is like cold for white boy, which means cocaine.
Cold for cocaine. Got him.
You talk Henry Lundqvist. You're talking about a brick of heroin going to New York.
Right.
I get it. Martin Bro Doors. We got to get meth to New Jersey. I get it. I'm picking up on it now.
Yeah, that's
Nick said. Ant said. Do you think that six quarterbacks will be drafted in the first round?
No way. I don't see it.
Williams, May, Daniels.
That's as far as I see it.
Are given.
Yeah,
I think someone might take McCarthy.
In the first round, though.
Not in the first round.
I think later. Yeah.
I can see later. Yeah, I can see McCarthy going in the first round.
Top 10. No.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked. I think 3 will go top 10. But don't forget, man, it's always a quarterback league, and if somebody falls in love, they're not going to wait. They'll jump. Right. I have a very difficult time as a Jet fan with all the injuries that we've had. Drafting Michael Penix or even considering Michael Penix. It's nothing against the player. 2 ACLs.
Yeah.
23, 24 years old by the time the season starts. You draft him, you sit him behind Rodgers, and then he goes and plays, and God forbid, gets a knee injury.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers 2.0.
Drama from these fucking fans. It's not like, why would you pick the guy with knee injuries? And then,
I don't know about that wild wave. I think he's a project. I think McCarthy is a project.
And that's coming from a Michigan fan saying that.
I like McCarthy.
Here's Mac Jones. I think he's going to be very underwhelming.
I think if he sits, he would be okay. I think if he starts, he'd be Mac Jones.
I love Anthony's comment though.
I think if he's still Mac Jones.
Let's comment up.
Which one?
His latest one.
Oh,
like I'm the leader of the white people. I'm putting your white people on notice. All right, man. My people are behind me. We are ready. We are ready for anything but
Well. So here's my thing.
Randy Weber had Jordan Travis going in the first round in his mock today. Then he had a running back from Texas going like 12. I don't see Jordan Travis going in the first round.
I don't either.
I don't. Listen, quarterbacks will rise. I think if he's there in round 4.
Oh yeah, it's a good pick in round 4.
2 fours. I would love to see
it. Yeah, I think it's a good pick in round 4.
Sit behind Rodgers. I think that's a great move. I think he's a great talent. There's no pressure on him to come in and play right away.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple places where you can just sit him and let him learn. And if you're going to sit behind Rodgers, you see that there's success to it. So I don't think 6 will go. No, I think 6 will maybe go in the first 2 rounds. Maybe, but then there's a fall off. There's guys like Platt, who's 3rd, 4th. Travis with the injury is now 3rd, 4th. But you never know. Teams do their work. They'll either mark a guy off. Penix could be a guy who free falls because of the injuries, and it's nothing against his arm or his leadership. It's just that there will be teams that will say the medical, he doesn't get cleared.
You know what's crazy?
No way we take a quarterbak in the first. There's no way.
It's
I will never do a show again, and I will give up being a Jet fan if we take a quarterback.
It's so funny. It's so hilarious that you say that now, Nick, because I look at Michael Penix deciding not to play at the Senior Bowl last minute, and Spencer Rattler played, and he ended up getting MVP. I think Spencer Rattler might be that guy that kind of shoots up the board.
Round 2 guy, right?
I don't think he makes it first round, but my thing is that you look at, I think people are going to give Michael Penix the benefit of the doubt because of his leadership and his throwing abilities, and to look at him first. But I wouldn't be surprised if, I'm not saying Spencer Rattler is going to have an Anthony Richardson climb like Anthony did last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if people look at Spencer Rattler and be like, maybe if we just kind of get him around the right people, he might be able to do something.
Yeah,
so
you might get a right coach with him.
Oh yeah,
I mean, the one thing I will admit, the one thing I am dreading most with this draft is the New York Jets having the last pick of the draft, and Jets fans becoming fascinated with, well, San Francisco found someone relevant. Why can't we find someone? They did it. Why can't we? Every time in the history of football has been relevant.
Jeez.
But you have no Jets Twitter, the worst place.
I was about to say, is Jets Twitter like really fucking up with your mental, bro?
Horrible. Like they set their own fires just to want to put it out. Like Wild Wave all test. You never know the shit you're gonna see each day when you open it up.
Jeez.
Every day they're like, let's find something else to go nuts about if it doesn't happen. I tweeted yesterday, if it was up to Jets Twitter, the Jets would have 758 players and a salary cap of $26 billion. They want everyone to become any mention of anyone. Trade for Brandon Ayuk. Trade this. Do this. Yeah.
It's like
an asylum.
But you know what? Wait. So correct me if I'm wrong. Does free agency start before or after the draft?
Before. Right now, teams can renegotiate their own players. They can tag. There's a window coming open at the end of the month where they have 10 days or something to franchise or transition tag players before free agency starts. Free agency, it's stupid because now they do the legal tampering period, which is just free agency starting earlier. I don't know why they word it like that.
Pretty much.
But the new league year starts, and that's when free agency starts. And then the draft is the end of April.
Well, Anthony, the Lions online was actually pretty solid this year. I actually kind of
need defense.
Yeah, I kind of see them going opposite, as in going towards like Mel said, the defensive side, because they were giving up some things in the defensive area. So, but yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see what happens with free agency before the draft, because that's why I asked that question, because there's that period when you see how does your team attack free agency, or they're going to go with the draft. So we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure.
I would be surprised if T. Higgins is tagged. If you're tagging T. Higgins, that means you want. It's very difficult to have 2 mega contracts at one position if it's not offensive line.
But
I find it very difficult for Cincinnati to have the fun with Burrow's contract. Chase is up soon. Higgins now. I find it very, very difficult for them to find success elsewhere on their team if they go load up with Higgins. So the things that great teams do, they let certain players walk and they replenish. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying it because I want Higgins to hit the market, because I think he'd be too expensive on the market for my team. But I don't know. I'd be surprised if they tag and trade. Sure, but now if you're a team, with the way these contracts are now, a team is tagging a guy. You're gonna have to give up a first round pick, and then you're gonna have to give up $100 million contract. So some teams view that as we're out. We're not doing both. We'd rather spend money on free agent and have our draft pick than burn the money and give you a premium asset.
Hey, and guess what? This year's to me, as a wide receiver, this is the year that you do not want to fuck up the negotiations, because all it takes is for a team to be like, bitch, I don't need you. The draft is loaded. I'm good.
Loaded
with wide receivers. I don't need you. So I feel you on that one right there. So it depends on how the price tag is for that franchise tag, and what is T. Higgins looking for. If he's looking for 20, if he's looking towards Tyreek Hill at $30 million a year as the top half, yeah, you definitely gonna get the man, we good. Not the draft coming up, we good. So if he's looking towards more 20, 22, 23, then he might got a possibility. But if I'm Bengals, man, I keep looking at Joe Burrow as one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league, and I'm like, I don't even know if I want
about that line.
Yeah, like at some point we got to stop. How many times? Well, let's look at it, man. Can we be honest for a second? How many times are we going to look at Joe Burrow getting hurt? He's been in the league 3 years. He's missed a big chunk of his rookie year. He played the year before, made it to the Super Bowl, and then he missed a big chunk last year with a season-ending injury. How many times y'all going to keep getting this dude hurt? So
after the draft,
no, I actually like that they got the free agency before the draft. Because it gives you a chance to make adjustments to your roster.
Yeah, because now you can kind of say, okay, if I get this guy in free agency, I don't have to draft this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can kind of put your plan together going into the draft.
Exactly. Yeah.
Versus trying to draft around what possible can happen.
Exactly.
You can fill multiple needs in free. Now, granted, teams that are successful find starters in the draft. They find starters, an Isaiah Pacheco in round 7, Rice in the middle round. They find guys who can come in and contribute. Teams that live in free agency, like the Jets did for a decade, don't win.
Yeah,
you got to find guys in the middle rounds. You got to find guys who are making $400,000 or $500,000. Yes, the Jets have drafted well with the first round, Breece Hall in the second round. But besides from Michael Carter, the cornerback, you got to find guys in 3, 4, 5 and beyond who can be starters.
That's right.
You can't live in free agency because you'll ruin your salary cap. You'll ruin your future cap.
No, good points. I mean, that's just kind of the way that the NFL market has been going nowadays. You gotta be able to be flexible.
Right.
Just in free agency, it's spending money. In a draft, you're spending money, but with your picks, you are actually directly picking your need without breaking your bank. Because for those who don't know, if you pay attention, it's best to win when you got a lot of your key players on rookie contracts. So you're not paying a lot of people. But
one layer deeper than that.
Yeah,
it's easier to win when you have guys contributing after round 1.
Oh, facts.
Like right now, the Jets have Will McDonald, Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Jermaine Johnson, Elijah Vera Tucker, Mekhi Becton, and Zach Wilson last year. All first-round picks. Those are big contracts. Now, if you got loaded guys in rounds 5, 6, and 7 who are starting and your main contributors, now you can go get a stud in free agency because you're paying $3 million for 3 guys to start instead of $70 million for 7 guys to start. So when you get the players is almost as important as which players you get.
Yeah, and we're also glad it's not a Commander show. It's just so
or Defender show.
The show would last about as long as Aaron Rodgers' season. Boom! I insulted both of us at the same time.
No, we dig it.
And it's a travesty that Eric Bieniemy is not have a job in the NFL. I will say that.
Yeah, that's
Commanders. Them damn Commanders.
damn Commanders. Y'all brought them over there for no reason. Anyway,
Right.
I mean,
Oh,
damn
man,
everybody. How do you not bring him in as like if I'm the Jets? Okay, I know he's not from that tree. What's wrong with having another guy who's won a Super Bowl as a coordinator coming in and being a part of the room? Is Hackett that great? We can't bring in Bieniemy to be the run game coordinator or an offensive coordinator in training?
hey Nick, I can easily answer that question. First of all, there's nothing great about Nathaniel Hackett. If I was you, I would be banging the drum on bringing in the Bieniemy and pissing off with Hackett. I would be banging that drum on Jets Twitter if that was me. Just being honest. Hackett can't hack it. Anyway, hey man, we appreciate everybody tuning in to the show, man. See at the bottom of your screen, those are all the social media taglines where you can find us. IOW Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, most importantly, the YouTube channel. Hit those subscribe buttons, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, lets you know every time we drop new content or go live. Always a pleasure. Make sure you head on over to Proud New York Jets fans. Go show big homie Nick some love. Head on over to No Name Podcast, where Detroit Mail heads up the Detroit Lions podcast. Tune in to Wildcard Chief for all you Chiefs fans out there. Hey man, we appreciate y'all. Like I said when I came in, man, I'm just glad to see everybody's faces. Talk it up, talk football with you, talk sports. Hey man, we'll be back Monday, 4 p.m. Standard Time. So it's been real, man. Peace and love, man.
Peace.
Peace and love.